Coming up, a new keyboard app for your iPhone.
You're listening to Double Tap, your daily accessible technology show. Now, here's your hosts, Stephen Scott and Shaun Priest.
Hey everybody, it is Stephen back with you again on Double Tap for a brand new week. Shaun Priest is back by my side, although I think there's an ambulance parked outside just in case. Shaun Priest, are you all right, my friend?
I'm okay, thank you, Stephen Scott. And let me say, for people that listened to when was it, Friday's episode?
Yes.
Nothing to do with the cataracts lasering, that damn good lasering that I had. That was absolutely fine, not a problem at all. But when I came home from that, I was very, very ill. Nothing to do with that. But I'm a little bit washed out and weak. Sorry for that.
Yeah, well, John, I love that. I love going to a hospital because you always come back with something. It's like going to the sweet shop. You buy, you come back with something. Unfortunately, with a hospital, it's not something you necessarily wanted. That's the problem.
I got very, very hot while it was happening. And I thought, that's just nerves, right? I hate people messing with my eyes. Just nerves. And then as I was waiting for the Uber on the way home, I thought, oh no, that feels a little bit worse. So yes, for the last 3 days or so, I've been... let's just say laid up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's maybe not go into too much detail.
Please don't.
Family show, etc. But I think people can probably work it out for themselves. So it does sound very similar to what I got. Actually, my wife got it worse than I did when we were coming back from Vancouver.
Well,
I remember she caught a particularly nasty illness.
If I may interrupt, I think the taxi driver got it worse than both of you.
I am so sorry to the taxi drivers of Vancouver, that particular driver. I don't think we found it really hard to get a taxi after that. I can't think why.
Someone was, let's just say, ill over the back of the taxi driver.
Well, she vomited all over the taxi driver, all over the drive. It was so funny.
It was so funny, but horrific.
Well, it wasn't in the moment. And that way you're trying to hold back the laughter because you're trying. Unlike when I was with you and you slammed your fingers in the door. It's different, it's a different thing. But with my wife, I wanted to hold back a little bit,
She didn't.
You consider she didn't hold back at all. No, she absolutely did not.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, sickness, we're all fine. We're all fine. Everything's good.
You're okay. All right. Well, listen, we have got some big breaking news.
Have we?
Well, I think this is a good story. John alerted us to this on the email. I didn't realise this. Of course, we don't have access to it in this country, in the UK. But if you have the Oko app and you've maybe not used it for a while, you might want to open up the app again because the latest update has removed the subscription and it now says the app and all its features are free to use.
Yes, it is. I did see this announcement on Facebook, I believe, from the Oko team. Now, sadly, in typical Shaun Priest fashion, I actually don't have the details and I did quickly try and look these up. But as far as I can remember, the app has been taken over by another organisation or company, and that's the reason why it's now subscription free. So I know a load of people are going to be happy about that.
Well, of course. I just wish it would roll out to more countries. I know it is available in Canada, which is fantastic.
What about Quebec?
Well, that's the thing, right? There was this whole unavailability thing going on there, and I don't know why that. Well, I kind of know why this is. I'm not going to wade into local politics. I mean, I don't mind doing it, but I think other people would rather I didn't. So, like, for example, everyone at AMI, who'd rather I just shut my mouth when it comes to these issues. So I won't. I will not get into it because I don't really know anything about it and certainly not enough to comment. But what I do know is that for a while, the Oko app wasn't available in Quebec at all, not the way you say it.
Thank you.
But elsewhere in Canada, it was available. But the thing is, okay, so wherever you are in Canada, except Quebec, of course, you can access it, and now you can access it for free. So you know what? That's good. This is the app, in case people are wondering what I'm talking about. This is the app that helps guide you across the road, or at least tells you when the traffic sign, the walk sign has changed. So it's kind of using AI to determine, if there's no audible beep at your crossing, this will actually tell you when the lights have changed, which is a great thing.
When it's safe to walk or don't walk. More than that, it will help you locate where the actual crossing is as well. And as far as I remember, in the latest update, when we talked about this last, when the subscription came in, it was also turn-by-turn navigation. There was a mapping system in there, although, as you rightfully said, we don't have access, so we've never tried it. But I know the subscription did put a lot of people off. So I think, if you haven't tried it before, give it a go now.
Okay, well, look, we are going to give you a bit of an easy day today because I know you're You're not feeling yourself.
Thank you.
So, ahead of all this, I did actually speak to someone on Friday who I thought would be really interesting to hear about on the program. Jamie Wallace is coming up a bit later. He's developed a new keyboard for iOS. Now, Jamie lives with low vision and cerebral palsy. So he has kind of, I would say, in a way, similar issues I'm having with the physical and the visual side of things with the keyboard.
Yeah.
Although, to be honest with me, it's less visual and more physical.
Yeah.
But what Jamie has done here is try to come up with a keyboard that will be easier for him to be able to navigate easily. So we're going to hear about that a little bit later. It's called JKey. It costs like $2. It's nothing.
Oh,
so,
give it a go.
Try it, you know what I mean? And you support a great developer as well. So we're going to hear from Jamie a bit later. I talked to him on Friday, so we'll play that in. But before that, I want to mention the Orbit Player, because the Orbit Player from Orbit Research is now shipping. It's now shipping. I feel like for the first time I can actually say there's an Orbit Research product that's actually shipping. Well done, guys.
Yes, I saw it was available for...
Not patronising at all.
I saw it was available for pre-order. Was that last week? So,
Yep.
yeah, when does it actually become available and get in people's hands?
Well, shipping today, so
right.
I imagine the next week or so, if not sooner, depending on where you are.
But Stephen,
yes?
What is the Orbit Player?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked,
Thank you.
Sean.
Thank you.
Thank you, yeah.
I'm going to sleep now.
I thought, I see, right, is that what it's about? Okay. Well, do you know what? I'm going to do one better than me tell you what the Orbit Player is. We're going to get hands-on with it, because if you remember back at CSUN, I spoke with Venkatesh Chari, who's the CEO of Orbit Research, and he told us more about the Orbit Player. Here's a clip of that conversation we had back earlier this year. This is very similar to many of those handheld media players you might have heard about before. But one thing I saw in the marketing of this, first off, it's available first in India, correct?
That's correct.
Now, why did you do that? Because we had a lot of questions about why you chose India first for this product. And actually, some of us thought it may never make it to the rest of the world.
To the global market, yes. So there were a number of reasons. So India has been a market for a Daisy player for a long, long time. And there haven't really been any locally developed or locally manufactured models, with the result that when a player needs service, it's very difficult to find. So we, as you know, a lot of our R&D and our manufacturing is in India. And so we have developed this product in India. It has been developed with lots of feedback from users and the community in India. And so it was planned this way. It's a made in India product. There's a lot of push in India for made in India products, as in many countries, of course. So that was the reason why we sort of launched it that way. The requirements, the specific requirements, were slightly different from what a global product would require. Okay. And so we needed more time to develop the features for a global product.
Such as what? What were the...
Such as support for certain online libraries.
The content on the device.
The content of the device. Okay. So the device connects over the internet to online libraries such as Bookshare. So we first developed the connectivity to Bookshare and Sugami Pustakale, which is the Indian library. And then we are working on other libraries such as NFB Newsline, LLS Bar, etc.
And that's allowed you to open it up to the wider market.
To the wider market, that's right.
That's wonderful, yeah. The thing about it is it's such a cool little device that finally getting hands-on with it here at CSUN. And so it's very similar. It's got your arrow keys. I'm feeling those. Mm-hmm. And it can talk as well, obviously. You can hear it. Nice. Is that a cappella voices on there?
That is vocalizer.
Vocalizer, sorry. I always get mixed up with the two.
Utility submenu. Settings submenu.
So very similar. In that way, you're able to navigate around. This is, I say similar to other products. Of course, we all know we're talking about
It is very similar to other products.
Media products, yeah. And it does a lot of similar functionality. You can get your books on here. Mm-hmm. You can listen to internet radio, podcasts.
That's right.
The key word, I think, in the marketing that I saw was affordable.
That's right.
And there's many people asking the question, how much does it cost?
So the final price has not yet been set, but it will be in the $300 price range.
Okay.
Retail.
And $300 US, yeah?
US.
Is that in the price? You say price range?
So it'll be It'll be approximately $300. So
okay,
give or
right.
take.
Okay, because look, I think a lot of people want access to these devices. We all have smartphones.
That's right.
And we love our smartphones.
That's right.
And I do love mine, but when you're on a flight, as I was for 10 hours to come here,
Yes.
I want something that I can listen to, that I can easily navigate with tactile buttons. This has really nice buttons on it, actually. You've got a nice spaced out T9 keypad. You've got the dot on the 5, of course. Yeah, it's really nice, actually. A really nice device. You've got various buttons here for menus, I'm guessing.
That's right, yeah. So there's a context menu with a dedicated button on the top left. There is a home button, a back button, and a voice recorder button. And then
you take notes, of course, as well.
Yes, exactly. So it's got a voice memo, voice recorder function.
Now, I'm trying to... Is that an SD card slot?
That's a full-size SD card
Full
slot.
SD slot. Wow.
So it's got internal storage, so it's got more than 16 gigs of internal storage, but then it'll also take SD cards, and you pretty much have unlimited storage there. So it'll take.
Why do you only put 16 gig in there? Because a lot of people say when these things come out, why don't they have more memory internally rather than having to shift content to an SD card all the time?
That's a great question, and the thing is, the more memory does cost more money. And with our focus on affordable products, we wanted to have sufficient memory that would fulfill a lot of requirements, but then perhaps not all. Yeah, it'd be great to have like 2 terabytes on board.
Of course,
but then that becomes much more expensive.
So you can, of course, add the storage with the SD card.
With the SD card,
so you can choose how much storage you want.
Exactly.
And is there a minimum on that storage on the SD card?
The SD card minimum, I believe, is 4 gigabytes. So,
oh wow!
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That's 4 gigabytes.
4 gigabytes. The maximum is 2 terabytes.
Yeah. Wow.
So there you go, Shaun. You'll remember that conversation, of course, from back at CSUN earlier this year, where we spoke with Venkatesh Chari. The Orbit player is now available. I'm kind of keen to get my hands on. They are going to send us one.
Oh, are they?
So we can get a chance to, yes.
Can I have it? Or
there's no point giving it to you. What are you talking about? Look, you don't even like the Victor Reader stream. There, I said it.
How dare you, sir? I've never had a chance to really play with one properly. So, no, it's okay. You keep all the goodies, Stephen Scott.
You won't use it. Because you know what you're going to do. Because I know exactly what you'll do. I know exactly what you'll do. Oh, do you know, I can do all this on my phone. And that'll be the end of it.
Fair enough. Okay. You take a look at it then. All right. Okay. No, honestly, I did get hands-on with this at CSUN, as you said. And I was actually quite impressed with it. I must admit. I thought it was quite the form factor. It was nice and diddy, I believe the technical term is. I liked it.
It's nice and what?
Diddy. It was nice. It was
I wouldn't use that word. I wouldn't. I'd maybe choose a different word. I think
nice,
that one's fallen out of the vernacular.
Nice and compact. Very, very portable. I did like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Perfectly diddy.
Thank you.
No, that's just, no, I can't use that. See, it doesn't work. It's not good. But yeah, it is a really cool device. I mean, I think the key for this is going to be getting the content on there, because this is where I think HumanWare have kind of got the lead on this. But the US price, $299, I think might draw some people in. Now, it's interesting because someone was telling me the other day, I can't remember the name of the company that's behind this, but it's one called, I think it's the Evo 12 or something it's called. There's another player out there which is kind of around the same price, and it does kind of similar things. So a lot of people are comparing it more to that than comparing it to the Victor Reader.
Really?
I mean, to me, they're one and the same, to be honest.
Well, it depends, though, doesn't it? It depends what your use case is. For me, it is what services does it support? I mean, that's key, right? You want to know what book services in your country it supports, and also how easy is it to get your audiobooks or your media files on there. I think that's the main things for me.
Well, you've got your full-size SD card, which is good. And I think we have to remember as well.
I hate SD cards. Come on now. Everything's wireless. Everything's USB-C. Just plug it into your thing. Shows up as a pen drive. Drag it across. Who mucks around? SD cards are so fiddly. I hate SD cards.
Oh, get back to your bed. You're so complaining.
Sorry. Carry on. SD cards. Rubbish.
Full size. It's the micro SD cards I can't stand, because as soon as you push them in and then they come out, it goes ping and it's gone.
It's
and
gone.
That's it.
Yeah,
Never
exactly.
seen again. Dog's eating it.
There's
gone.
$50 just gone. Nice
$50 and a dog that's clearly now not very hungry.
And sometimes I've pushed it in the casing rather than the actual slot itself, and it's just rattling inside the device for days. It's ridiculous.
I've got a Lenovo ThinkPad, same one you've got.
Yeah.
And I don't know if yours has got this. I learned the other day something about my ThinkPad that I didn't know.
Well, mine
because I was
better have it. If yours has got
Well,
something I haven't got, then I want yours.
I think yours will have this, but look, here's the thing. I was trying to insert a micro SD card into the computer. And it's got a little slot for a micro SD card. That's brilliant. Just push it in there. You got to push it in there. I won't go in there. What's wrong with this thing? Upside down, upside up, the other way around.
USB-C port.
Nope. It's a SIM card slot.
Oh, has it got a SIM card slot?
Yeah. Only found that out because I had to get you-know-who on the phone to say, what's going on here? What is this?
Yes.
That's how I start every other conversation. What's going on?
Where am I? What's this thing do? Yes. Okay. So you've broken your SIM card tray.
No, I'm broken it. I'm broken it. I never used it though. It's funny because I'd love to have that kind of connection.
We've had it for years. Then,
computer. I know. I didn't even know I had the thing available. I did have one computer ages ago that had it, but it was in the back. It was exactly like a phone. You got your little. Got that little paper
tray.
clippy thing and
that's terrible,
push it in
isn't
and
it?
slide the thing out and stick the SIM card in and shove it back in. Although I've never really managed to get any of this stuff working properly. I am useless.
Good to know.
I've realised that I am utterly hopeless.
I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I really like the feature, and I'm quite surprised it's not more widespread. Given how easy it is to pick up a SIM card with a data package now.
I know.
But it's just a case of I haven't got that much use for it. I don't travel enough where I need that SIM data connection all the time. There's always Wi-Fi somewhere I can connect to.
Well, that's right. It's not worth it to pay for it. That's the thing, right? If you're paying a monthly fee for that. Okay, I want to mention Allison Malloy, who is a regular listener to our show. Hi, Allison. She was on Mastodon this morning. And she made reference to something that, again, it's one of those things, it's the who knew moment.
Oh, I like these. Go on.
So, I don't know, I didn't read the whole conversation because I got the bit I was interested in and whatever to the rest. But, there was a whole thing, there's a whole thread of stuff.
And we both had a terrible weekend.
I think so. I think that's the thing, though, sometimes. I feel I just read what I need to read and then that's it, I'll move on. But she had mentioned the fact that she was wanting to change, or someone was wanting to change the brightness of the screen. And obviously, you can go into Control Center. You can, increase
on the iPhone,
decrease the you can decrease and increase the brightness in the Control Center on the iPhone, which is fine. I didn't know you could do it with Siri.
Oh no, nor did I.
You can say brightness 0, and it says this is as dark as it goes. And you can say brightness 100. This is as bright as it goes. Or you
Isn't
can say
Siri amazing?
I'm like, that's. Who knew?
Who indeed knew, Stephen Scott? I don't know because I just have the screen curtain on constantly, so I have no idea.
No, but this is the problem. This is the thing that gets me, right? Every single time I put my screen curtain on,
Yes.
someone needs to see my screen. It's like an almost guarantee.
Oh, I know.
So I live with my phone at kind of like 50 or 40%, just so that I think, okay, and then I'm always in changing it because my wife will grab the phone and she'll say, oh, I can't see that very well. And I'm like, okay, hang on, I'll turn the brightness up.
Yeah.
I go into Control Center, turn the brightness up. And I thought, now I can just ask Siri to do it. And this has just made my life a lot easier. I'm like turning that brightness up and down probably 4 or 5 times a day. This is brilliant.
Brilliant. Okay, well, that's
fantastic.
That's nice to know.
Happy.
Thank you, Allison. Another Siri who knew moment.
I know. It's like, it's almost useful.
Oh,
Yeah, use that in your marketing. It's almost useful.
I don't like that. Leave that alone.
Let's talk about keyboards. Now, you and I both know typing on an iOS keyboard, we all know this, I think, as blind people, it's not the easiest thing to do.
It's annoying.
I have noticed, and I think it's definitely gotten. I used to be pretty decent actually at typing. I remember I could tell you I could do the whole typing in the dark thing.
Yeah, it
literally with
wasn't
the screen
true.
off.
Yeah.
Can't really do it anymore, right? Because my thumb shakes too much, so I can't really get it. So it's all over the place.
You couldn't do it
It
in
makes
the
that
first
exact
place.
noise. It goes, and that's it.
Yeah. No, you never proved it to me. I don't believe you.
Well, no, I can't prove it to you. Now we just have
well, that's convenient,
It's like
isn't
the
it?
Loch Ness monster.
Yeah,
now.
it's
It's like
like-
we just have to believe
Yeah.
Nessie is there.
So, tell me about this keyboard.
So, Jamie Wallace has developed this keyboard called JKey, and basically the idea of it is to make it easier for him to use the keyboard on iOS.
I like this.
So, yeah, I chatted with, I don't know why I said it that way, but I talked with Jamie on Friday. Here's that conversation.
So I've tried many keyboards on iOS and none of them seem to fit my need. I have both. I am both very, very, very low vision, as well as I have cerebral palsy. So the combination of those two makes it hard to use keyboards and hold still long enough to hit the correct key. I was finding that when I tried to hit the correct key, I was hitting the wrong key and sending a bunch of garbled mess to people. And they always like, "What did you send me? Why did you send me that?"
Yeah.
So I tried different third-party keyboards, and none of them seemed to fit my needs. So, being that I am a developer by trade, I sat down and I've written some iOS stuff before, so I was like, let me try and put together an app that built a keyboard that I can both use and everybody use, and it will fill my needs. So I sat down, I wrote JKey. Now, what JKey does is it takes the keyboard and it breaks it down into 5 different clusters. And those 5 clusters, what you do is you tap or double tap, depending if you're using VoiceOver, then you double tap on the cluster, and then it brings up the letters that make up that cluster, and then you hit the letter of that cluster, the letter you want. So the cluster paradigm is used throughout the app, throughout the keyboard. So it works both for letters, numbers, symbols. I also have incorporated an emoji section where you're able to have 6 emoji groupings, and it offers you set those up inside of the app. So you can either take predefined groupings, and there's about 50 of those, or you can create your own custom grouping of 6, and you can have up to 6 groupings of 6 because each of them fills a cluster. And then I also have a snippet section. So if you have long words of text, long forms of text that you use often, you can put them in a snippet, and then it'll come up as a snippet category in the keyboard. So what I have in there is like I have emails in there, I have names in there, I have some key phrases that I use over time in there, and you can put in whatever you want, including emojis into that.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I mean, it's interesting because Apple does have a feature it's not in VoiceOver, it's actually a general feature called text replacement,
Right.
which is good, but it doesn't work in all apps.
Yeah.
And that's a bit of a nuisance. So having it actually in the keyboard is kind of genius in a way because it puts it literally at your fingertips.
Yeah, it does. And it's and I built this in the bottom up to work both in. Obviously, it works as a regular keyboard without VoiceOver, but it works very well in VoiceOver and actually tells you exactly what keys are within the cluster, what key you're about to press, etc. As well as when you're doing emojis or snippets, it tells you which snippet category you're about to choose, and then the within the category of the snippet, you can it'll tell you what the name is. It doesn't tell you what's within that information, but if you know what to put within the snippet, you should be able to be okay.
Yeah. Okay. And you've been quite clear about this. I mean, it works great obviously without VoiceOver, but also with VoiceOver as well. And a lot of our listeners use VoiceOver on their iPhones. So, for someone using a keyboard, my initial thinking was, would this take more time for me as someone with VoiceOver to use the keyboard? Because you have to double tap into the cluster, find the letter, double tap there, and then I guess find a new cluster. Have you been getting any feedback like that? What's the feedback been so far?
So far, the feedback has been, this is different to use. I think it takes time. I've been using it as my daily driver for, several months now. So I'm probably not the first person to give you feedback on that, but mostly it's been, relatively positive feedback. It's just that it takes time to get used to.
And like, if you try using a QWERTY keyboard on iOS,
exactly.
It's challenging.
Yep. And also, if you can't figure out where you are on the keyboard or what key you're pressing, even if you know exactly what key you're pressing, a lot of the time autocorrect kicks in and does other things. And by the way, this also has suggestions. So as you're typing, it'll suggest there's 3 suggestions on the top of the keyboard of suggested words. So if you want to autocomplete what you're typing, then it knows by the context of what you're typing in that maybe you want to fill that out.
Right. Yeah.
So I've also implemented some rotor implementations.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah. So on the delete key, you have the choice of deleting a word, a line, or the whole.
That's brilliant.
Structure. So between the up until the cursor space with the cursor. So if you have the cursor at the end and you do that, it will delete the whole thing. If you have the cursor at a point in this and we're just typing, it will delete that whole section between the beginning and with the cursor. The same with the word and line, but that option is it does have auto repeat. So if you double tap and hold the delete key, I know for some people, and including me, that's somewhat difficult because I can't keep my hand still enough to do that for a long period of time.
Yeah.
So for me, the rotor made so much more sense. I also have a rotor implementation on the shift key so that you can enable caps lock. Again, you can do that with double tap and hold, and it'll enable caps lock. But again, for some people, that's difficult. I know for me it is, but
yeah, I want to maybe dig into that a little bit if you don't mind, if you don't mind talking about it, Jamie, because a lot of us listening, me included, of course, will know how or what challenges exist when using a keyboard on iOS and using a touchscreen keyboard. Using the phone is one thing, but using a keyboard, it's so right. You have to be so precise, and you can either go through the process of obviously different ways of navigating a regular QWERTY keyboard. You can and split tap is my friend. That's often how I get through most of my day because I don't have not similar to you, but I've got an essential tremor in my left hand, which affects my ability to be able to do double tapping successfully. So split tap helps me with that. But with you having cerebral palsy, talk me through how using a touchscreen is impacted by cerebral palsy. What's the challenges you face? So
fortunately, my cerebral palsy is really mild, but it affects my need. When I'm holding up a keyboard, I aim to push like the A key, and I end up pushing the F key.
Yeah.
Because my hand doesn't do exactly what I tell it to do. And that becomes really frustrating to me. And to the people that have to read what I put together. And sometimes voiceover is somewhat difficult. It's, to to have it read to you a garbled word. Sometimes it'll read to you a word that makes sense when it reads it to you, but then when you send it, you realize you totally misspelled it and you have extra characters in there that VoiceOver kind of skipped over. So it makes for physical use of the keyboard difficult. I have a lot of trouble, and then also if I choose the wrong character, then I delete the character and I find that I'm spending more time entering the correct character than I am doing anything else. So that's why something like JKey gives me a bigger target to hit, because there's 6 keys maximum on the screen at once. It allows me to function. I hope it helps a lot of people to be able to maneuver. It may be a little slower because of the choosing the cluster first and then hitting the key, because there's more key presses. But there is the feature also to do auto return. So you can either do auto return, where after you put it in character, it returns you back to the main keyboard, or you can hit there's a return to main keyboard key, which you can hit as well to return if you went into the wrong cluster or you didn't want to do it. Which reminds me of one other feature that I have in there. If you want to hit a character twice, which was often another problem for me on the regular keyboard, I could really, never hit the same key twice in a row because of my issues. So I implemented an option to through the rotor to enter a key twice. So if you want to, let's say you have a word that has a double O in it, you can just hit the O. You tap on the O key and then do the rotor down, and it'll say type twice, and then you double tap and it types it twice. That
That's
also
brilliant.
saves going back out and back in.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So it's available on iOS. You've developed this for iOS. And it's a paid-for app, right? But it's not hugely, it's really not expensive.
Yep. It's a $2 one-time $2.
Yeah, come on, Blind Community. Come on, seriously? $2? You're not going to complain about that, right? Right. Get it bought. Get it tried. Support developers. Support disabled developers. I'm all for that. So, yeah, definitely. Go get it. And I will say this, you very kindly sent me a promo code. I haven't used it. I want to buy it because I like supporting developers. So if I can, I'd rather pay the $2, to be perfectly honest. So how much of that you get when Apple take their 30% or whatever it is these days, I don't know. But, I'd rather it was in your pocket than anyone else. But listen, I really am well done for doing it. It's a fantastic thing. And I'm going to be trying it out properly over the next couple of weeks because I am desperately needing to do something about my own issues here. So, it's getting to that stage where, that way you start to think, I really have to rethink what I'm doing here. And if a tool like this can help, then I'm all in. So thanks for what you're doing, Jamie. And thanks for coming on.
I really appreciate your taking the time to talk to me today.
Oh, anytime. Thanks, Jamie.
Thank you.
Get in touch with Double Tap. Email feedback@doubletaponair.com. Leave us a voicemail at 1-877-803-4567. And now you can send an audio or video message to us on WhatsApp. That number is 1-613-481-0144.
Email. We get email. We get your email every day.
Ding dong.
Here's your mail today.
Keep the energy up. Here we go.
Come on, Shaun. Come
Nearly
on, we'll get there. We'll get there. Together, we'll get there. I'm glad I'm the one that had the coffee this morning.
Yeah, well done. I don't risk coffee. Anyway, emails.
Yes, we got lots of them, and I want to kick off with our good friends, your friend and mine, Negative Julian, who's confused.
Good morning, chaps. Negative Julian here.
Hooray!
First things first, no, I was not in Birmingham.
Oh.
I don't get out much these days. Actually, I don't get out at all. Not since the people in white uniforms stepped up security. Don't tell anybody.
Okay.
But I've stolen a teaspoon and I'm going to dig a tunnel to Denmark. That'll confound them. Anyway, in the meantime, Stephen, what have you done to this poor Motorola G54?
I don't know.
As I understand it, you're saying you're still stuck on Android 13?
Yes.
That cannot be right.
It is?
At a bare minimum, you should be on 14 by now.
Nope.
I presume you have done what I suggested a few weeks back and gone into settings, system updates, and tried to force the update. Also tick smart updates.
Yep.
That should do it.
Nope.
If not, well, it's a bit obvious, but I presume you have actually got this phone connected to your home Wi-Fi, haven't you?
Yes.
As I understand it, Smart Updates only works over Wi-Fi because it's a big download and they're trying to spare your mobile data allowance. So check it anyway. If none of that works, the only thing I can think of is a full factory reset. That's not actually such a big deal. Make sure everything's backed up. Plus, I presume this isn't your primary device, so there's not likely to be anything on there that you can't afford to lose anyway. So that should certainly fix it. If it doesn't, utterly baffling. The only other thing I can think of would be some sort of geographical issue, but that doesn't seem very likely. But I suppose next time you're going south of the border, you could take the phone with you, make sure location is turned on, and then try to force the update from England. It might work. After all, I've never been there myself, but I understand Scotland is a pretty wild and woolly sort of place. Your lakes are full of prehistoric reptiles and your hillsides overrun with packs of savage man-eating haggis. Terrifying. I can quite understand that your average Motorola software engineer wouldn't want to even think of the place. Presumably Apple have some sort of armoured robot that pushes the buttons for them. So, short of that, can I think of anything else? Not really. Except, well, the very fact that you live there does prove your own oft-repeated self-description. See, Stephen Scott, you are a hero.
Hey!
Is that why they named the country after you?
Yes.
Well, bye for now. Bye.
Stephenland. Now, Stephen Scott, we've been friends for many years
The
now.
only person in my life who's ever called me a friend.
But
It's lovely. Everyone else ran away.
can I just say, have you really made sure it's connected to?
Yes, of course it's
Wi-Fi?
connected to. Of
You know,
course,
you know I trust you.
Absolutely, 100% sort of sure. No, it is. It must be connected to the internet. How would it work otherwise?
Well, I don't know, but it could be that it is connected through your mobile. Has it got It's got a SIM in it.
Doesn't
right?
have a SIM card, no. So maybe that's an issue. I don't know. Maybe that's part of it, but it doesn't have a SIM card in it.
Well, put a SIM in it.
Only on Wi-Fi. Yeah, put a
Just,
SIM in
you
it.
know
and see
what?
happens.
Let's just cut out the middle, man. Just send it to Negative Julian.
Yeah, that's right.
He'll
I'll send it
fix
to
it
you,
for you.
actually. I'll send you that.
Okay.
I'm not sending you an Orbit player, but I'll send you the Motorola G54. There you
Thanks.
go.
Okay. Well, have a go. Thank you, Negative Julian. Anyway, and I'm sorry it wasn't you. I was looking forward. I was really, honestly, shouting out your name at Site Village.
He was actually walking round. Negative Julian. Negative Julian.
Well, we had a
Negative
report.
Julian.
We had a suspicion that you may have been there. We had someone. Who was it that said? Anyway, I thought I heard Negative Julian, so I was on the hunt for you.
Fake news.
Fake news, as ever. My hopes were dashed.
Thank you, Negative Julian, and thank you for your thoughts. And come to Scotland. It's lovely. You'll like it.
It's a wild and lonely place.
Woolly, he said. Woolly.
I know. I'm thinking of Dad's Army. Sorry, that's an old UK thing.
Fill yourself. Right, moving on. Sharon.
Hi, I'm Sharon Strakowski, and I'm a new Double Tap listener
Hey.
and really enjoying the show, especially how honest you guys are. It's really terrific. But one thing I've noticed in the last week or so that I am not getting the chapter identifications that I used to get in Overcast from the show, and I found them very helpful, and I wonder if this is something that you've stopped or whether it's a function of Overcast. So I'd appreciate hearing what you might have to say about that. All the best. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Sharon. Appreciate your comment. Thank you for getting in touch. And
welcome to
glad
the
you're enjoying
show.
the show. Yeah, welcome to it.
Stephen, what have you done?
Well, this is an interesting one. I've had a couple of people get in touch now and say this. Our good friend Greg in Pennsylvania says what's happened to the chapter markers. Now, there was 2 days, I think the week before last, we didn't have chapter markers in those episodes. And I think it was because those particular episodes were single theme. We didn't have much, deviation from the main.
There were
topic
no chapters.
For once. Yeah, there were no chapters. And for once, I didn't spend the first half of the show talking about, Shaun's feet or whatever we do here.
Mm-hmm.
So we had 2 episodes like that. So I kind of understood that. But then he said to me, oh, actually, this has been a case now for a couple of weeks. And I'm like, really? Nothing's changed on our part. We are doing exactly what we normally do to provide the chapter markers. The only thing I've noticed is on Apple Podcasts, something's changed, where it used to be there was almost like a table of contents you could go into. There was like a drop-down menu. You could choose which chapter you wanted to go to. Now that seems to have gone. That seems to be a way, and now instead, further into where the show notes are, that's where the show notes, the chapter markers are, and you can then double tap on the time and then play from there. So I don't know if some of the apps are changing the way they're laying out the chapters, but it's certainly nothing changed on our end.
Oh, we can't keep up. Okay, we'll look into it.
Yeah, Overcast that's interesting. I'll check that out, and we'll also check out. Let us know what apps are not working for you, and we can start to think about how we can tell people the way to get access to the chapter markers, because I know some of you like them and you do like to jump around, and also I know a lot of people use it for reference points as well for going back to something. So we actually do put the work in. So it's kind of annoying this time that we put the effort in and it doesn't work for people.
We took long enough to actually figure out how to do it. So now that we have, we hate it when they're not actually there.
Yes,
I believe they're still there in the YouTube video, right? The chapter markers are still there.
They're in the YouTube video as well. Yeah, that's right. I mean, actually, the interesting thing is the way we do it, I don't mind telling you, is they're actually embedded into the file. So that's the bit we couldn't understand before. You have to embed the chapters into the file. So when we post the show to wherever we post it to, I don't do that part,
everywhere,
but whoever posts it, wherever it goes, that is the chapter marker is actually embedded into that file. So if there's one way to get access to it. If you can get the file, you can get but don't do it that way, because that's not good. I don't think.
Why?
I don't know.
Whatever you need to do. Yes.
Do what you need to do. Enjoy the show.
But we'll definitely.
I know Mr. F will shout at me, but it doesn't matter.
We'll definitely look into it and see if we can find out what's happening.
He's not listening. Not today. I think today's.
Well, it's Monday.
What's this, Monday, isn't it? So yeah, he'll be trapped in meetings hiding whiskey.
Yeah, well, you say trapped in meetings, but yeah.
Well, it probably does that thing that I used to do when I was at. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but when I used to love putting in like an hour of a meeting that didn't exist.
Stephen Scott, that's a disgrace.
To get some time to myself.
That's basically theft of company time. I might report you.
To who?
Somebody. I don't know. I'll find out.
Okay, fine.
Thanks. Next.
How do I owe time back to people? That's a bit interesting one. You owe us 4 hours.
Get back to work.
I hear that a lot. Right, let's move on. Let's go to... Oh, Eleanor's been back in touch.
Oh, great.
Hi, guys. It's Eleanor.
Hey.
Like Katie, I have been going through a hard time as I lost my sister recently.
Oh, sorry.
No.
And I also found my guide dog and double tap a winning combination. You guys managed to make me laugh when having a laugh was the very last thing in my mind. Stephen, I had a similar situation to you during the big storm which hit Scotland in January.
Oh, yeah.
When I found myself trapped in my rise and recline chair during a power cut. Sadly, I didn't have any food within reach, but I did have my Braille book, so I suppose food for the mind was better than nothing.
Yes.
Good luck with the cataract operation, Shaun. And don't ever stop making us laugh, you two. Bye for now.
All right, Eleanor, we'll do our best.
We'll try. I'm so sorry about your loss there,
Yeah,
Eleanor.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
All our
That's
love.
horrible. Yeah.
But I've got to say, talking of making you laugh, Stephen, that story of you being trapped in your brand new recliner sofa.
Oh, is that funny, is it?
It made my family laugh so much. Oh, thank you. I think I can dine out on that story. It didn't even happen to me. But that is a classic. Well done.
I have to tell you, right, there was a situation once where I got trapped in a bathroom. So this is what happened was I'd moved into it was my first night.
Mm-hmm.
And I had never lived on my own before.
Oh.
So my mum drops me off at the flat.
Oh.
We get all set up, we get everything ready, get the TV on, get the satellite TV up and running, all the essentials.
Okay, yeah.
Computer, internet connection, no food in the house, but had all that sorted. And so I decided that evening to make myself sausages.
Okay, yeah.
As you do.
Mm.
So I had learned from my mother how to cook them. And so I put them into the oven and they're cooking away. I think that's what I did with them. Yeah, I think I did. I put them in the oven. And I'd gone to the bathroom. And for some reason, bear in mind I live alone in this flat. This is my flat. I locked the door.
Yes.
Is natural to do when you live with
It's
your
a good
family,
habit
right?
to get into, yes.
It is, but when you're on your own, you don't need to. But, I did. And the next minute, I had clang. And what was that? And I realised when I tried to open the door that the lock had fallen out at the other side. So I was now trapped inside the bathroom.
Right.
And the sausages are cooking.
Oh.
And I'm thinking, this is not going to end well.
Call the firemen.
Well, yeah, but how?
With your mobile phone.
I didn't have a mobile phone.
Oh, when was this?
Was a while ago.
This
was
in the
when
60s?
The Loch Ness Monster was alive.
Ah, this is ridiculous.
So there I am thinking, what am I going to do? So what I did was I climbed out of the window, of the bathroom window.
Okay, how high was this flat?
Well, it was on the ground floor, but I didn't realise that there was a bit of a dip from the side of the building right down.
That is
and
so
I was
terrifying.
climbing out the window, kind of lowering myself as far as I can go. I was a bit more svelte back then.
Yes.
And
I'll feel the ground in a minute.
It's nothing. And I'm like hanging off the side of this wall. There's no sense of ground here at all. So I thought I'm just going to have to go for it. So I just let go and hoped. And thankfully I hit grass, but then rolled down a hill. And then I get in. I managed to get back to the front door. Well, yeah, I was locked out of the house as well, because that was it. The door was locked. But what had happened was I wanted to get to my neighbour so I could call the woman I was renting the house from to say, have you got a spare key, right? So I got into the flat, got to speak to the neighbour, well, the building at least, spoke to the neighbour, and she said, look, come in, we'll call, and we'll get it sorted for you. No problem at all.
I hope these sausages were on a low light here.
That was my worry. I was thinking any minute we're just going to have smoke billowing out of this house and everything's ruined. And so I had gone into this, and I was about to sit down. She said, come in, sit down. And she said, don't sit down. And I thought, okay. A bit weird, but okay. And she said, no, it's just you're covered in something. And I'm like, covered in what? And I was absolutely covered in some kind of, I don't know what. It was just like foam or something. I don't know what it was. Weird. What's that? Like a white foam.
Yes.
So anyway, long story short,
please.
The woman comes back into the woman who I'm renting the house from. She comes to the house and she comes to the flat. She lets us in. The sausages are fine. Well, they're burnt, but the house is still okay.
Yes.
We get into the bathroom, and what's happened is as I've been climbing out the window, unbeknown to me because it was a rented flat, there was a shaving foam can that had been sitting on the windowsill.
And I had
sat on it.
Yeah. And not even noticed.
Everywhere was this stuff. And all over me. And
you weren't that svelte then, were you?
It's fair to
hardly the princess and the pea. Yeah.
Yeah, middle ground between svelte and not so svelte. And I had actually at that point when the woman left and it was all sorted out, I just turned off the sausages and went to bed. I gave up. I was like, do you know what? Forget it. My first night in my flat has been ruined, and that was it. And the interesting thing is, you say about, and the reason I tell you that is because I was at a dinner party And I had told this to friends. And someone at the table proceeded to tell that story exactly
as if it was
their story.
No way.
And I had to call them out on it. I'm like, I think you'll find...
Copyright strike.
Episode. I'm like, I think you'll find that's actually my story. Red faces all round. But I'm like, I can't believe you actually dined. And she said afterwards, she said, I think it was because that story was so surreal. I just believed it was my story.
Do you know what, Stephen Scott? That story there, that last 5 minutes is the reason why we need chapter markers.
Yeah, you go.
Thank you very much.
I hope it's working now. Listen, we've got time for, I think, one more. This is from Shane.
Hey, my name is Shane Cashin out of St. John's, Newfoundland. I just wanted to say I think you guys, or as you probably would say over there, lads over there in the UK and Scotland, are doing a fantastic job with the show. Just listening to Double Tap with the lady who is had 2 eyes removed, or at least 1 eye removed. I haven't heard the whole interview, but I just wanted to say I love the fact that you guys are touching on so many aspects about being visually impaired and being blind, and I'm so happy to see that the show has evolved so much over the years. Enjoy your weekend, and maybe I will check back in the future. Thank you.
Oh, Shane, thank you so much. That's very kind, and that's really kind for you to say that, because I think we feel the same. I think that we feel we've kind of evolved with the show. The show started off as this, big tech show, and I don't know what it's become, but it's kind of somewhere slightly left field of that. But equally, it clearly is resonating with people. You're enjoying it. You're enjoying the conversations, and I think the honesty is not. I mean, it's partly us, of course. We're doing our bit here, but I think as well, Janine is just an amazing guest to have on the show, and she is so upfront and honest, and I think it's so refreshing to hear, because I can imagine a lot of people who've been listening to that episode learning a lot about prosthetic eyes and prosthesis. That's the right word.
Well done.
I don't think that was even right, but close to it. But learning about that, terrified to ask the question, and getting a lot of information out of that conversation. It was a really, really good chat. Do you even remember that chat?
Of course I do. It's one of those chats.
Is your brain failing you at that time as well?
No, absolutely. As you said, Janine was amazing. And it's one of those topics that just sort of came out of nowhere, right? We didn't
plan to talk about that.
We didn't plan to talk about that at all. But those are the sort of conversations, talking about the show evolving, that we have, as blind people all the time. But you very rarely hear talked about anywhere else, sort of out in public. But, amongst ourselves, we have these conversations all the time, because it's just natural to have these conversations, these worries, these concerns, and these curiosities as well as anyone else. So, yeah, absolutely. Shane, thank you so much. I'll be honest with you, sometimes it is nice to hear that, because sometimes you think, are we going in the right direction here? But,
who knows?
Yeah, look, not everyone's going to like this direction, but
not everyone does. Some people just want us to sit and talk about, an app for half an hour.
Of course.
And I get that, but I think the problem. Well, my feeling is not a problem. My feeling is there are so many other podcasts now. Maybe not as much as there used to be. Some have come, some have gone, but there's a lot of podcasts out there who do focus in on specifics and things like that. And I think that's good. We need choice out there. There needs to be. We can't all just replicate each other.
Yeah,
and that's not my thing. I think guys. It's not really my way of doing it. I came from radio. This is my thing, and I like talking to people about their lives, and the technology part is the thing that brings us together.
Yeah,
and that's the commonality. But and it's hard not. I mean, let's be honest with social media and the challenges and all the stuff and how technology affects us all mentally. Physically, that's why we need to be able to have these conversations about the challenges that this stuff faces us on a social level as well as actually on a technical level. It's more than just saying it's an app, it works, it's great. That's fine if you want to do that, but that's not really the whole story, and that's what we hope to fill in. Anyway, look, we're out of time today, but thank you so much for your time. Also great to chat with Jamie Wallace on Friday, airing that interview today. It was great to hear from him.
Very cool.
Talking about JKey, so go check that out. Let us know your thoughts. Like I said in the interview, Jamie was very kind to send us the the codes to download it. But I'm like, for $2, I'm going to support the guy. So
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, I'm not going to do a promo code for that. As tempting as that may be for a Scotsman. But anyway, we're out of time for today. Thank you as always, and we'll catch you on the next one. Shaun, feel better soon. I hope you feel better tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye-bye.